guys, and welcome back to my channel. So, sorry for last week's melodramatic, emotional video, but thank you guys so much for all the love and support in the comments and the messages that you guys all sent. You're awesome and made me feel a lot better, and I am remotivated, and I have lots of fun new video ideas thanks to you guys, and also thanks to a little brainstorming on my part after feeling a lot better after just sharing my feelings. Alright, it is a rainy day here in Utah, so I am all bundled up in my Peruvian sweater. How fitting for this video. This is a sweater I bought myself when I was in Peru. It is made out of llama, and also I have to remind my husband they don't kill llamas to get their hair. They just cut the hair or wool off, and then it makes really pretty things like this. Anyways, so one of the things I thought would be really fun to do is to read some things out of my mission journals and make this kind of a series on my channel. I think I'm going to call it like mission journal moments or mission moments, something like that. It'll be a playlist, and I'll have quite a few different videos on here over the next couple weeks. But I'm really excited so you guys can get a little bit more in depth of what I felt like on the mission, different things I overcame, different situations I went through, everything from like preparing baptisms for investigators to, you know, feeling discouraged to homesickness, and companions and all of that. So I thought this would be a really fun thing to do. Let me know the kinds of stories you guys want to hear in the comments, and also, you know, as always, video ideas. And so today I just posted an Instagram picture, this one to be exact, talking all about homesickness as a missionary. Now, I've made a whole video about this before that I will have linked up above on the little info bar, and also down below. You can check out all about homesickness and handling it and how to overcome it as a missionary, and also just traveling in general. So if you're going on a study abroad or whatever, how you can overcome homesickness and really make a foreign place become comfortable and like your home. So today I want to share with you guys a little bit more drama. My first night in the mission field compared to one of the last nights, and how I like overcame homesickness and my anxieties and my feelings of loneliness, because you guys would feel so unbelievably lonely, and I always had kind of a little bit of homesickness growing up, but especially in the mission, when I was all of a sudden thrown into this different country where nobody could understand me, I didn't know anybody, and I was just scared. And so the first night in the mission field, I will read you my journal entry, and I wrote a blog post about this before, about kind of my feelings, but this is the, you know, straight from the book, straight from my heart at that time, which is great. That's why I think I love about journaling, guys. It's just like taking a good moment out of time, and you're able to reflect back on exactly how you're feeling that day. I also have a whole video about mission journaling that you can check out below as well. So let's go ahead and get into this, and let me read you guys my sad little missionary thoughts. Alright, so this is dated January 26th, 2015. So 4 years ago now? Oh my gosh, that sounds crazy. Okay, so it says, it just starts out with, I'm scared. I am so unbelievably scared. I can't do this. This was the worst decision I ever made. I hate this. I'm all the way across the world from my family. I'm in a huge city, and I'm all alone. I want to go home now. I want to hug my mom and my dad. I want to hug Eric, my then boyfriend, now husband, if you guys don't already know. I want to be home. I'm so scared. I'm just sobbing because I'm so scared. Okay, I said a prayer. I think I can do this. That was all I wrote. That night, I got picked up from the mission office, and we tried to go out, and we went out to go teach people, and it was just so mentally exhausting trying to translate in my mind all day, and walking and moving your stuff, and yeah. And I remember just coming home. We came home early that night too. I think we came home at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and to our little apartment, which was just like concrete floors and tin roof, and like that was a culture shock in and of itself. And I remember just like breaking down sobbing while we were kneeling on the floor to like pray to end our day. Me and my companion, who was so sweet, her and I still talk quite a bit, and she's American, and so luckily she spoke English and could understand my sobbing. But yeah, I remember just breaking down in tears that night, and well, let's read a little bit more, and I can tell you a little bit more what happened. So I wrote the next day. This is January 27th, 2016. Oh, this was 2016, guys, not 15. I wrote the wrong date in here. Go me. So this is only 3 years ago. Okay, so after that terrible / horrific journal entry, I will now write about my companion and my first area. My new companion is a sister missionary named Armana Deppy. She is American, prayers answered, and she is so fun and so sweet. After my freak out with her, I went and stopped in the shower, which luckily has hot water. Then I crawled into bed at 8:30 and went to sleep. I woke up at 9:30 p.m. and talked to Hermana Depi, and she sat in my bed and made me feel so much better. This morning we woke up, worked out. I sweat when I sleep too though, because it's always hot and humid. I enjoyed my Fruit Loops and began studying. Our apartment is so cute. Okay, well apparently that was cute. It's above some member's house and it's turquoise. It actually wasn't a member, I just didn't understand that that lady wasn't a member, and so yeah. It's kind of messy, so each day I clean something and organize. I made it through the day with only crying once at the district meeting when the sister training leaders asked me how I was. Other than that, we walked a ton, but I feel like I am beginning to understand people and say a few things. I haven't gotten frustrated yet, underlined, about the language. I love Lima and it's so busy, colorful, and fun. Okay, this is a big dramatic change from the day before. I read the letter Eric sent me last week for today, and it was my reward for making it through my first full day. He told me how awful his first mission day was, and it made me feel so grateful. So a little backstory, Eric and I made a whole bunch of gifts for each other to open on certain days while I was gone, because we were writing, and he made me some letters, one for the day that I was flying out from home to Peru to the MTC, one for I think when I had like 3 weeks in the MTC or something, and then one for my first day in the mission field, and I think one when I had 6 months. So it was really fun because even though like I wasn't able to talk to him, or even if it wasn't like a P day and I wasn't able to email him that day, I still was able to like have something new and fun to read, and it just made my days, like those days, so unbelievably special. I loved those days. So that's a little backstory on that. Now the next day, this is January 28th. My calves hurt, my feet swell, I'm getting fat, my hair is gross, I sweat all day, and all the men here still like me. True story. We walk so much and I get kind of bored, and I love when we have church meetings or something because I hate walking to people's houses. I'm feeling very confident in my Spanish. I was lying to myself. I'm beginning to understand people already. No, I wasn't. It is starting to change, and I can understand more and speak less. Doesn't make any sense. Hermana Depi is so great. I love her. She is so patient and encouraging, but not a drill sergeant. Our pensionista is wonderful too and makes delicious food. Besides lunches with her, I eat cereal and stale bread. I don't eat for taste anymore, just to fill my stomach. Our house is so cute, but so gross. Each day I focus on something to clean, which gives me motivation each day. I love when we have lessons with people because I get to sit down and watch people read the Book of Mormon for the first time. I think I really just like sitting with my thing. Walking, like when you go from like, I mean, like I was very physically active, but now like the mission, you're walking like, I think like literally like 3 or 4 miles a day. It's exhausting. It renews me and makes me want to keep going. I'm beginning to love it here, and my weepiness is starting to fade. Alright, and then January 29th. Yeah, my first whole day without crying. Exitoso, which means success in Spanish. I love the study time in the morning because that means sitting. I literally wrote that. I love working out with Hermana Depi too because I feel like I am getting huge. When we are home, I eat everything. I miss the feeling of my stomach being full. We had to stop and grocery shop today, and I bought 6 bags of cereal. Things have not changed. Lunches are great with our pensionista, and today I fell asleep on the couch after lunch. I was dreading today because we were going to be out walking for 5 hours. Luckily, Hermana Depi had to go back to the house to fill out a paper, so I got to take a 30-minute nap. Best ever. I got so sunburnt today, and there was even a spot on my back for my ponytail. Oh yeah, that was great. There would just be this constant pale line right down my neck for my ponytail. I feel like I'm beginning to understand people a lot more. However, I need to have more desire and excitement when we are out proselyting. Also, I bought bleach today. Let's go clean. Alright, so as you can see, I was starting to get over my homesickness at this point and starting to feel a little more confident, and I would find little things that would make me feel a lot better, and apparently one of them was cleaning and sitting. So now I want to jump to more than a full year later. So this was March 20th, 2017, and reading this will give you guys enough of like a backstory of where I was and like how I was feeling at this time in the mission. So it says transfer day, P-Day, the end of my 11th transfer. Anyways, Hermana Luciano, that was my companion at the time, and I had a great day that ended with me packing my bags. sorry guys, I'm reading like really awkwardly. My handwriting was bad. I'm being transferred. I'm going to train, which basically means I'm going to train a new missionary. And I'm going to be opening a new area, which basically means that the elders were being like taken out of that area, and then us sisters were going in. So basically how it works is like when you're a missionary, and like a normal transfer is you leave an area and you go to a new area where another missionary has already been for like at least a transfer, which is 6 weeks. So it's really easy. You really don't miss a beat because that other missionary has already been there, knows people, knows places, knows investigators, knows pretty much everything. Whereas when 2 brand new missionaries go into an area, you don't really know a whole lot, especially when it's like elders in front of you that are leaving, because they don't leave you a lot of really good information. So that was hard. So I'm going to continue reading and tell you exactly how difficult this was. So also the water has come back, and so that is a huge blessing. Yeah, there was a lot of times where we just didn't have water for days on end, so that was great. Our P-Day was pretty boring though. We went food shopping and saw Nellie and bought arepas and slept. My family is all doing well. So I'm just trying to make everything fit into my 3 suitcases and be ready to hit the road. It was hard to say goodbye. I visited our pensionista, which is like our lunch lady, and cried a lot. I love that lady so much. Then I cried more at the bishop's house with his sweet wife. The bishop didn't want me to go at all and was so sad. He said we were his angels and things will never be the same. His great wife gave me such a pretty dress and perfume. Then I cried a lot as Elsa, which is like a 14-year-old convert we had, broke down in tears when I told her I was leaving. I love these members and it'll be hard to leave. So now this is March 21st, the next day. I've got a new daughter from Argentina. So when you guys train a new missionary, we call them like your daughter. So I've got a new daughter from Argentina, Hermana Cazone, and she is very sweet. Today was so crazy, but God blessed me so much that I didn't get anxious, feel lonely, or anything. I'm opening in Moronga 2, which was the area. The house is a disaster, of course, since the elders lived here, but it's super big and cool. We didn't get to work at all today because we had to go back to the offices to get my companion's money. She was super homesick today, but we made it through. I'm exhausted and super nervous that we won't find anyone to teach. So when I would go to new areas, I would just like have this overwhelming sense of loneliness. And it was so scary and like unlike anything I'd ever felt before in my life, because you don't know anybody, and like you don't even really know your companion. And like within like a week or 2 weeks, I would start to like feel okay again because I would get to know people, and I would think to myself, oh, like if I need something, if like I lose an arm, like I can call this member or even this investigator, and they're gonna comfort me and they're gonna take me to the hospital, and like, or this, you know, couple in our ward, they remind me of like my brother and sister, or this investigator reminds me of my dad, and our lunch lady is like my grandma. Like that to me I would make my own family members in the areas I was at, and then I would begin to feel comfortable and like safe again, and just not like lonely or anxious. Like I knew what we were doing throughout the day, and it wasn't just me like wondering. And so every time I moved to a new area, I would really dread that because I knew I was going to feel that anxiousness and that loneliness, and I was just going to feel so sad that I had to leave a family and then now attempt to make a new one. So at the end of my mission, guys, I was terrified when I was told that I'm going to train, so brand new missionary, and then plus I'm going to open an area, which, you know, no sisters have been there for a while, and I'm the missionary that's supposed to know exactly what to do, and like I'm gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to find people to teach. We're gonna have to like do all this stuff, and I was freaking out. I'm like, this is the test. Like Heavenly Father knew that, you know, I started out, you know, baby steps, like, okay, I'm gonna transfer this area, but the companions are gonna know the area, or, you know, I'm gonna go with a companion that I already know, and we're gonna go open an area so it's not super scary. And finally at the end of my mission, I feel like he gave me the big challenge of both, like new companion, new area. So let's keep reading. This is March 22nd, 2017. Today was such a day of blessings. I've been super worried about finding people to teach, so Hermana Cazone can have a good first day in the mission. We had an appointment in the afternoon that the elders had set, and we went to find out it was the mom of a member. We taught the mom and her drunk husband, but it was a very spiritual lesson, and Hermana Cazone was so very happy afterward. Then we spent the rest of the day looking for the converts. There are some interesting ones. There are about 4 people ready to be baptized right now. This area hasn't baptized this whole first part of the year. I can't read what I wrote, but I was excited to do a lot of this work, and I have a great companion. I have yet to feel lonely and anxious. God is so good to me. Next day, wow, the zone of Moronga is huge. It really wasn't big at all. It was like 15 blocks. So many missionaries and such a fun meeting. It was a great day. Slowly I'm getting this whole of a house cleaned. It's so beyond disgusting. It just has the permanent smell of elder. We taught 2 great lessons today with investigators. I am loving the people here. They are a little sad the elders have left, but I can see how things can improve here in Moronga too with the help of sisters. There are some very prepared people here and it'll be an exciting transfer. I'm so exhausted from cleaning this house, but we're getting there. My companion is so funny. She wants to do everything together and I'm like, I don't have time to eat breakfast with you, I'm cleaning. Oh my gosh. Alright, so that's pretty much that. Something I forgot to mention is if you are like going to serve a mission, something that I love doing was getting to know the recent converts in an area. So a recent convert is somebody that has been baptized and they're considered a recent convert until the whole first year after they were baptized. So visiting them was my favorite because they love to see missionaries most of the time and they're super excited about the gospel and they were just amazing to me, and you still get to teach them lessons, so it's really fun and like you still feel very productive and like you're gonna share the gospel with somebody, you know, who's still very fresh and new, and it was great. So I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into my feelings and how I was able to overcome a couple really big like mental blocks that I had. And guys, now I literally, like when Eric and I travel, I feel it's so easy to like go off on my own. I can meet new people. I'm not afraid to, you know, order food, or like I know I can find my way around cities, and like I know I can do things on my own. And that is one of my favorite things about a mission, and then why I think missions are so amazing, especially for girls, because it gives you such an independence and a confidence that you can't find really in any other way and learn as quickly as you can in the mission. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm excited to share a little bit more of my mission journals with you, if I can read them, hopefully. Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right, I love you guys and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.